Right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you happen to be. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knickknack, and I'm the brains behind Knickknacks Old Peculiar, the blog, Knickknacks Daily Teaser, the quizzes, and a hell of a lot of TV and movie reviews that I've done over the past few years. Like I say, I do a blog and do quizzes, and I occasionally have been known to watch TV shows and then tell you what I thought of each episode as soon as I get the chance. Today is Saturday, the 6th of September, and Thursday just gone, I watched the most recent episode of Star Trek Strange New World Series 3. It's the 9th episode, it's called Terrarium, and I wanted to share what I thought about it. This is that review. Episode 9, Terrarium, opens with a montage of scenes, ones that focus on Helm Officer Lieutenant Erica Ortega, Melissa Navia. They then shift to the cold opening to show us Erica recording her personal log, telling us in the process that the USS Enterprise has been assigned to map an area of uncharted space, an uncharted area that's famous for strange phenomena and odd goings-on, things usually investigated by something Erica calls Division 12. Right now, however, she'll be investigating the area and reporting her findings to Spock, Ethan Peck, via Uhura, Celia Rose Gooding, who's over in communications. Both warn Erica to be careful. The gravimetric waves in the area are going to make both communications and piloting very tricky. They're right. Things prove trickier than expected when Erica finally gets to the Archimedes shuttlecraft. The launch goes smoothly enough, as does launching the buoy that will monitor the area for the Federation. There's only one small problem. The sudden appearance of a wormhole that grabs the shuttle, forces it who knows where, and sees the Enterprise lose communications with the Archimedes. It loses communication and leaves number one, Rebecca Romaine, to tell the bridge one small thing. We've lost her. Now, what did I make of Terrarium? For a start, the title seems very appropriate because, much like the plants in a real-world version of the tanks of a terrarium, Erica and a companion are trapped in a small area separated from a dangerous outside world by a thin sheet of very metaphorical glass, force field. Now, you're wondering why I say companion there, aren't you? You've heard of a film called Enemy Mine, haven't you? The Dennis Quaid, Louis Gossett Jr. film that tells of the war between humans and Drax, and how when a human pilot played by Dennis Quaid crash lands on an abandoned planet, he finds himself sharing the uninhabited dangerous world with a stranded Drax, played by Louis Gossett Jr. The pair have to learn to work together and become friends in order to survive and get off the planet. That is a plot I recognised in the old Next Generation episode, The Enemy, and in this episode, in Terrarium. The episodes are Star Trek takes on a very old idea, one that goes back to at least to Enemy Mine, and possibly the Defiant Ones and Hell in the Pacific as well. Two enemies forced to work together and becoming friends in the process. But where in The Enemy, Geordie LaForge is trapped with a Romulan, and in Enemy Mine, Dennis Quaid is trapped with Louis Gossett Jr., Eric Ortegas is trapped with a Gorn. There are plenty of other things we can look at in Terrarium beyond the obvious what is the plot thing. One item that caught my eye was that this episode focused on a familiar plot, enemies working together, and on an underused character, Erica Ortegas. Now, over the course of this third series, we've seen how Erica has suffered as a result of being captured by the Gorn in Hegemony Parts 1 and 2, and how this has affected her behaviour in other episodes. Generally, we've seen more of her in this third season of Strange New Worlds than we've seen of her in the first two. The Enterprise Helm Officer has seen some much-needed development in this series and in this episode, and in this has seen a resolution to the storyline that was threaded through the first few episodes. The other thing that leaps out at you, or certainly leapt out of me, was that the Gorn were originally introduced in an episode of the original series called Arena. It's Captain Kirk versus a Gorn, and they're thrown together and have to fight each other in a fight that's forced on them by the Metrons, godlike energy beings who are curious to see if such savage races can happily cooperate. Arena was, to the best of my knowledge, the only other appearance of the Metrons until Terrarium. And yes, it's they who set up this first physical individual meeting of Gorn and human. As in Arena, they're curious to see what the two races would do. So, what did I make of Terrarium? Of an episode whose roots are obvious, but that's also very good for all that. Yes, and I will say this again, this series of Star Trek Strange New Worlds is very good, and Terrarium as an episode, no less so than any other one in the series. Saleha Rose Gooding put in a superb job as an Uhura, both deeply concerned for her friend's well-being and prepared to lie on the job to her captain. Anson Mount, Rebecca Romaine, and Ethan Packer's Pike, Number One, and Spock were all sympathetic and foreboding and kindly and cautionary. And it's got to be said, Captain Pike was very understanding and forgiving. The star of the episode was Melissa Navia as Lieutenant Erica Ortegas. In both this episode and What is Starfleet, we get to see more of this key member of the crew. She's the pilot, remember? That, and the fact we see a lot of resolution for her PTSD storyline, is a very welcome thing indeed. Another thing, in the cold opening, the pre-title teaser, we see Erica recording her log and mentioning the mysterious Division 12, a group who apparently investigates odd goings-ons and strange phenomena. Who are Division 12? I have no idea, because I can't remember hearing them mentioned in any other Star Trek episode I've seen. I am guessing that they are Starfleet's equivalent to the Hooniverse's unit, or Torchwood, or possibly more relevantly here, I think, they are possibly Starfleet's equivalent to the X-Files unit in the X-Files. Mulder and Scully's unit is supposed to investigate the weird that the rest of the FBI won't touch. I know as much as you do, I suspect, at the moment, but I suspect that we will get an answer in the next episode at the earliest, and suspect, on very little evidence, that there's a spin-off here. Possibly. As a last point, I can also see downsides in Terrarium. It's the oh-so-hypnotic appearance of the Metrons. One downside is relatively minor. Do we really need a reappearing set of godlike beings interfering with humanity again? I can't help but think that the original series did it a few too many times for my comfort. There's always a godlike energy being that's going to vanish in a puff of haze. Another issue, yes, I am pleased to have seen the Metrons. It's a good bit of fan service. It's a nice little revival of a one-off appearance of a one-off species. Yes, I'm pleased to have seen them, like I say, but I don't think they had a purpose in this story. The one Metron we get basically glows in the sky, then pops up in a physical form and says, "Hello, we've been fiddling with humans and Gorns for the past blah years, and you're going to forget I told you this," and then it disappears in the aforementioned puff of logic. As well done as the Metron scenes were, from where I'm sitting, they served no story purpose. Yes, Terrarium is a well-made, beautifully acted, well-done story. It fills in a lot of holes about Erica Ortegas. It is superbly made. It's an episode I will be watching again, but it does have a teeny tiny flaw. Right, that is once again where I'm going to leave things. I've hoped you enjoyed both the episode and my review, and agree that Melissa Navia puts in one hell of a performance in this episode. It's Erica all over, and helps close some storylines there as well. Before I go, I am going to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and put a few pence in my tip jar. That should be in the corner if you're watching this on video.
It's 1815.
Thank you, Killer. It all helps keep a channel and a blog and a computer announcing the time and going. Finally, I will be watching the last episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds third series. It's called New Life and New Civilization on the Thursday, the 11th of September, and I will be posting my written and video reviews of it by Saturday the 13th. Hopefully, I will see you then. Until then, take care, have fun, be good, and be seeing you.